Hey everyone, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing an unhaul, which I've never done on my channel before. And honestly, up until this point, I've never really gotten rid of any of my books. All of the books that I'm getting rid of, I'm going to be donating to either my library or this new bookstore that just opened up. I don't really know, I haven't figured it out yet. But there's 20 books that I'm going to be talking about, so I'm not going to go into super detail about all of them. I think I'll just start with this Chronicles of Narnia. It's like all 5 or however many books there are in the series in one. I really only care about the second one, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I don't really care for the other ones too much. So I bought a copy of that so that I could unhaul this big one. The next couple that I'm going to be unhauling are A Stolen Life and Freedom by J.C. Dugard. I've read A Stolen Life. Freedom is the sequel to A Stolen Life, but I haven't read this one. This is a nonfiction. It's a memoir about J.C.'s life. She was abducted when she was 11 and she didn't get rescued until she was like 29. And then Freedom is about all of these things that she's doing for the first time since being rescued. I bought this after I found out that there was even a sequel because I wanted to see how her life is so different from after she was rescued. But it's been a year and a half since I got this and I still haven't read it, and honestly I don't think I'm going to. So I'm just gonna unhaul it. The next one that I'm going to be unhauling is A Girl, a Guy, and a Ghost by Sherry Rose. This is one of the first books that I have ever read on my own terms. Most of the reading that I had ever done before I got into reading was anything that we had to read for school. I think I read this when I was in 6th or 7th grade. I got this from a used bookstore and I liked it. And I was thinking that maybe I would want to reread it this year just to see, but I really don't think I'm going to. I feel like this book has sentimental value to me just because this book is part of my earliest memories of enjoying reading. But yeah, I just didn't want to hang on to this one any longer. So the next book that I'm going to be unhauling is One Day in December by Josie Silver. I thought this was a cute romance. I read it in 2019, I think. I don't think I would ever reread this again, and so I don't really want to keep it. And honestly, it was just one of those books that you enjoyed it at the time, but now you've just kind of forgotten about it. The next book is This Lie Will Kill You by Chelsea Pitcher. This is supposed to be a YA thriller, I think, about kids who get invited to this party or something, and something happens at the party and nobody wants to talk about it, but then eventually they'll have to talk about it to kind of figure out what exactly happened and whatever. But so I had started reading this book. It was reminding me so much of this other book that I read a few months before, and I was this book is literally trying to be whatever that book was. And I didn't really care to finish it, even though I only got 40 pages in. But yeah, I just, at that point I was if I'm gonna be reading the same story that I just read a few months ago, then I don't want to read this. The next one that I'll be unhauling is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I've read this. I read it in 2018 or something, and I liked it. I really enjoyed it, and I loved the movie, but I don't think I liked it enough to want to reread it ever, and so I'm not gonna keep it. So these next 2 books, the reason why I'm unhauling them is kind of the same basically, but it's The Duff by Cody Keplinger and Before I Fell by Lauren Oliver. This one is about this girl. Basically she keeps reliving the same day over and over again. She's trying to figure out why this is happening to her and how she could stop it from happening. And then The Duff is a YA romantic comedy about this girl who gets called the Duff, which stands for designated ugly fat friend. Not necessarily some disgusting person, but like a person in a friend group who is not as good looking as their friends, thus making them more approachable to like talk to and get information about their hot friends, or whatever. And so like, anyways, these two books both got adapted into movies, and I've seen both of them and I really like them, and I'm just satisfied with having seen the movie and knowing the story that way, that I don't feel like I need to read the books. So the next book is Little Darlings by Melanie Golding. This is not the cover. This is the cover. This is actually, I think it's an ARC that I won this in a giveaway on Goodreads in like late 2018, early 2019, and like it was one of those giveaways that I just entered because like I just entered it, and this is the only giveaway that I've ever won on Goodreads, which is so annoying. Like I didn't even want this book 100%, and then I got it, and then I never read it, and I don't really want to, so I'm just going to unhaul it. The next book is The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekanen. So I heard about this book like right when it first came out, and then I got it, and then after I got it I heard like 5 negative reviews from like my most trusted booktubers that I watch, and so ever since then I lost like all of my interest in reading this, and I've just had it sitting on the shelf like collecting dust ever since. Another one I'm getting rid of is Victoria by Daisy Goodwin. I've never heard of this book until I got it. Like I got this off of one of those 2 for $10 tables at Barnes & Noble, and I think like I just needed to pick a second book so I can get the sale price, and this is the second book that I chose because none of the other ones sounded interesting. Like I don't even know what this book is supposed to be about because like I haven't thought about it until now, and like every single time I reorganize my bookshelves, this one always ends up like on the bottom shelf in the back where I can't see it. And then the next one that I have is We'll Meet Again by Mary Higgins Clark, which like I didn't buy this book, I just found it like somewhere in the basement and then I just kept it. But like I don't know what this book is supposed to be about, and I'm probably never gonna read it anyways, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. This next book is another book that I just randomly found in my basement, Into the Dark by Allison Galen. Like I don't remember what this is supposed to be about, but like at the time when I found it, I was interested, I guess, but it's been on my shelf for a couple years, so I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. This next book is The Virgin Suicides. I got this book for free at a bookstore because like I spent like X amount of money, and so they were like, here, you can pick a book off this cart for free, and this was like the only one that sounded slightly interesting. But then one of my most trusted booktubers said that this book was very bad. But like I never really had interest in this book in the first place, so like I didn't really care. The next book is Mirror Mirror by Cara Delevingne. I'd never heard of this book prior to seeing it on like a used books website, but I think when I saw it I chose it because like at the time I was a big fan of Cara Delevingne and I wanted to like support her and like read her book and stuff. I just don't have interest in this book anymore. It's been on my shelf for about a year and I just hardly think about it, and I know I'm never gonna get to it, so I'm gonna unhaul it and let somebody else find it and read it. And then I have How to Walk Away by Catherine Center, which, first of all, can we just talk about how the people who sent me this book gave it to me like this? I don't even know. But this one is a romance and I heard really good things about it. But same with a lot of these books. I just don't have interest in it anymore and I just don't care to start it. So same goes with Fingerprints of You by Kristen Page Madania. I think I liked the cover and that was like a big reason why I chose it. But yeah, I'm probably never gonna read this either. And then I'm probably never gonna read The Forever Bridge by T. Greenwood. This one is like this mother or this like sister who like lost somebody in their family on like a bridge, and then like every time they drive on this bridge they think about them or something like that. Like I don't know. I think this one was also on sale at Barnes Noble when I bought it. So, yeah. And so this last book, I was kind of nervous to put in this video and like talk about why I'm unhauling it. Just because it's such a well-loved book, and I know like BookTube is like an open space for everybody to come and like express their opinions, but we also get like super butthurt and offended when somebody doesn't like our favorite book. Anyways, I'm going to be unhauling Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I tried to read this last year and I got about halfway, and then I fell into a reading slump, and then I tried 2 times to finish, and I just didn't care. Yeah, I just didn't care about this book enough to want to finish it. Apparently that one wasn't even as good as the next 2 that came out after it. Anyways, those are all of the books that I'm going to be talking about in this video, all the books that I'm going to be unhauling. This was very good for me to actually like go through and choose all these books that I knew I wasn't going to read or that I didn't want, to be able to give them to other people who do want them. So I think a big reason why I don't really unhaul books or just like chose not to get rid of a lot of these was because like when I first started getting into reading, I not only saw myself as a reader, but saw myself as like a book collector, and I wanted my collection to be as big as it could be or like seem large. And so I would just like keep any and every book, even if I didn't like it or even if I wasn't gonna read it. So I think that's why I've like accumulated so many books that I don't want. Anywho, that is all I have for today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments where you donate all of your books. And just a reminder that all of my socials are linked in the description. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.